This full moon in Scorpio is here to completely unravel you. It is intense. It is extremely emotional, extremely transformational, and it is going to be lasting until around May 20th with the energies. And I'm just here to tell you that this is a full moon that is going to take you into the depths of your soul, into the depths of your hidden secrets, of your issues, of your emotional trauma, of your limiting beliefs, of anything that you need to heal from. This full moon is going to shine a huge spotlight on it. It's one of the most magical and also karmic full moons of the year. It is one of my favorite full moons, and it also has the potential to completely change your reality if you choose to utilize it in a specific way. If you choose to sit with your emotions, do that necessary shadow work, and to face the dark side. This full moon will change you positively if you let it. And hi, I'm Alexie Gigi. Welcome back to my channel if you're watching me here on YouTube. And if you're listening to me on the Alexie Gigi podcast, welcome back to my podcast. I am so grateful that you guys are here with me today. And I am so freaking excited about this full moon in Scorpio. I literally planned out a whole trip to Sedona just for this full moon in Scorpio because I want to experience this full moon in the desert on the Red Rocks. And the full moon in Scorpio workbook is available for you for instant download. It is filled with shadow work that you can use during this full moon in Scorpio all the way up until May 12th is meant to be utilized, and it will have custom and personalized shadow works based on what you need, based on what your birth chart, what house the full moon is transiting in for you, how the full moon is affecting you. It'll have rituals, exercises for you to do, an emotional alchemy worksheet. It will take you through it all. It will get you to the deep dark depths of your soul. And also the full moon in Scorpio guided meditation experience is available for you. It has cleansing and releasing huge healing vibes that will take you into your emotional depths like true Scorpio fashion. It will have that intense emotional release that you guys will probably need during this full moon in Scorpio. So I'll have everything linked in the description below. Now this full moon is happening on May 12th, 2025 at 22 degrees Scorpio, and it's going to be peaking at 12:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 11:56 p.m. Central Standard Time, and then so on and so forth. I'll have all the time zones linked down below in the description, so you can go check that. Very important that you do check that, because it's very important that you pull up your transit chart to see exactly how this full moon in Scorpio is affecting you. Because the area of your life that this full moon is transiting through, which is the house in astrology, because each house represents a specific area of our lives, right? This is the area of your life that change is happening, that you are being asked, forced to take a look at, but on a whole nother level, on a deep level, not surface level. Scorpio is not surface level at all. It's literally the deepest, darkest parts of your soul. So this area of your life is the area of your life you want to do shadow work in. It is the area of your life you need to release something in. You need to cleanse something in. Something is transforming in this area. Pay attention to it. And this is also going to look like 22 degrees in Scorpio in your birth chart. So check to see if you have any placements around there. And obviously today I'm going to take you through exactly what this full moon in Scorpio means for all of us, how it's going to affect you, what to do and not to do during this time from now until May 20th. And also how to alchemize the energy, how to transmute this intense energy of Scorpio and use it and turn it into power. So let's get started. So full moon in Scorpio, right? So Scorpio, what is Scorpio all about? Scorpio is the sign of death and rebirth and transformation and alchemy. Also the sign of the deep underworld, everything that is just hidden deep beneath the surface. Scorpio is ruled by the planet Pluto and also Mars. Mars more traditionally, but Pluto more modernly. But I like to look at both with more of an emphasis on Pluto a little bit. But listen, Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth and transformation. And death and rebirth, let me just say this right now, you are meant to kill something off in your life in order to be reborn again. This is your rebirth. This is your rebirth process. This is all about a phoenix rising from the ashes. This is all about a snake shedding its skin. And it's here to remind you that healing does not come from love and light alone. It comes from learning how to love your own darkness, how to sit with your own darkness and use that and turn it into beauty and power and creativity. And listen, Pluto right now is in retrograde. It just went retrograde and it will be in retrograde for a bit. But what that is really asking you to do is to slow down. It's asking you to completely look within, because internal revelations are going to be screaming at you right now. It's your time to ask yourself, what power have you given away? What do you feel like you still need to control so heavily in your life? Like, what do you need to surrender to? What do you need to just like let go of the reins for just a little bit? Where are you still living in fear of your own intensity, your own truth? This is the time to reclaim it, to reclaim your power, and not to take it back by force or to force things or like aggression, but to take it back by remembering who the heck you truly are on the inside. This is really all about like literally unraveling layer after layer after layer after layer to get to the core of who you are. It's about getting to the root of the problem. It's about getting deep into your subconscious mind. It's about healing. It's about inner child healing. It's about looking at the traumas. It's about looking at the things that you have been putting off and doing that dirty work. Because if you do that right now, I can promise you that the reward for doing that shadow work is going to be insane. Now, this full moon is also at 22 degrees, which is a very, very karmic degree, and it's also a master number, a karmic culmination point. This is basically signaling that something has been like brewing underneath the surface and it is about to like explode. It's been simmering and now it's exposed, like emotionally, energetically, spiritually. But it's not meant to erupt to destroy you. It's meant to erupt to completely free you, to liberate what you've been holding on to way too tightly. Whether it's an outdated identity, inner emotions, trauma, or just inner stories and perceptions that you've been telling yourself over and over and over and over again that you eventually believe to be true. And now is the moment that you are here to rewire those truths, to form new truths, to kill off those old beliefs, to kill off those old truths and become the new version of you, the version of you that has been inside you this whole time. You're just unraveling and peeling off the layers and throwing them in the trash and burning them and being dramatic about it, because Scorpio is dramatic. It's important that you face every single emotion that comes your way at this time. Face it all. If you get an emotion, like if you get hit and it feels a little bit overwhelming, you're gonna sit with it immediately. You're not gonna push it off to the side, because if you do push it off to the side, I can guarantee you that one way or another, it's gonna simmer, and then it's going to erupt in a way that feels very like you have lost control, in a way that is not very pleasant. So it's important that you take that emotion and you challenge that emotion and you alchemize that emotion. Emotional alchemy is so incredibly powerful. And in the Full Moon in Scorpio workbook, I have an entire emotional alchemy worksheet that you can utilize to take every single emotion that comes up. Like, it can be an emergency worksheet. You can do this as shadow work, whatever. It can be used for the entirety of your whole life, and it is going to help you immensely. But this is going to basically teach you exactly how to alchemize an emotion right there, right then, at the root, and turn it into something greater and turn it into something that you can use. Now, let's talk about the big transit that is happening with this full moon in Scorpio. Okay, so the moon is in opposition to none other than Uranus, okay? And Uranus is in the sign of Taurus. Now, what is an opposition in astrology? It is basically when two planets, a planet, asteroid, whatever, they're basically straight across from each other. They're in a complete opposition, which means that push and pull of energies. Like, they're not agreeing, kinda. They're kind of just like, okay, well, I want this, but you want that, and I'm not gonna agree with you. Like, no, like, I'm getting my way. So that is the energy we're kind of experiencing right now. But like, take it as this, okay? Two fixed signs, all right? Two fixed signs that are very, very stubborn too. They're like, no, I want it my way. It's my way, or like the highway. Like, you're not gonna change my mind. And it's also Scorpio, obviously a very, very intense sign. Scorpio is like getting into the depths of everything. And it wants to control, it wants power, it wants emotional intensity. And then Taurus wants that comfort, that material luxury energy. It doesn't want to like face your inner, deepest, darkest secrets. It does not want to do that. It wants to just feel comfortable on the surface level of things a little bit. So as you can see, there is going to be that little bit of a push and pull of energy, but we can also work with it, because listen, Uranus is the planet of disruption. It's a planet of change. It's a wild card planet. And whenever a full moon, a moon, whatever is in relation or making an aspect in opposition, whatever, this signals an intense, deeply transformational change, okay? Change. That is a huge thing. Change. This is going to change you one way or another. If you completely ignore this full moon, you go on your day, you don't know anything about astrology, it is going to change you no matter what, because it is going to change like something. Maybe even it's a little thing, a perception, maybe it's a belief, maybe it's a thought process. It's going to dismantle a perception almost. It's going to make you see something in a certain way. And a lot of like what that is basically like where you have 22 degrees of Scorpio in your chart, where the full moon is transiting in your chart. So it's so important to do shadow work on that area, to completely unravel it, to completely dissect it, and see exactly like what you are meant to move towards right now, what you are meant to pour energy into. Because if you pour energy into this area of your life, it can grow like that. It can blossom. This is the flower moon. It's all about planting but blossoming, right? We just had that like planting seed energy, and now we're literally blossoming. We've established our roots, we've looked at our roots, we've cared for our roots, we've watered our roots by doing that shadow work, we've fed our roots by doing that shadow work, we gave us sunlight, we gave us darkness, and now we are coming up out of the circus and revealing the inner roots of our inner being from the ground. We are coming up, and there's no denying it. There is no denying it that there is literally a flower right there where there wasn't yesterday. It is showing you something so apparently that you need to look at and you cannot ignore. This is the beauty of this flower, Scorpio full moon. It is so beautiful and it is so magical. And if there's one thing that you take from this video, is you look into that area of your life and you do that shadow work. It doesn't have to be long and difficult or hard. You do the shadow work. And obviously in the full moon and Scorpio workbook, I take you through exactly what you need to do. I have exactly all the shadow work prompts, the rituals, the exercises, everything that you can do to truly utilize this energy and take that energy and change and transform and have that death and rebirth process, but on your own terms. So obviously you guys know where to find it. It's linked in my bio and linked right down in the description. But this opposition to Uranus is a breakthrough. This is the moment the lightning strikes and you see something clearly for the very, very first time. Plot twists, nervous system jolts. Like, it's very important to really regulate your nervous system right now too. It's gonna help you a lot. And in the full moon and Scorpio meditation, I take you through and exactly how to regulate your nervous system during the meditation while you're releasing and cleansing and getting deep. And also there's a nervous system regulation exercise and ritual in the workbook. But Uranus really teaches you to surrender to mystery. You are surrendering right now. You're not trying to control. You may feel like you need to control. Not the time to control. You're surrendering and you're taking whatever emotion, whatever insight is being thrown at you, whatever is being revealed to you, and you're working with that energy. You're not controlling energy. You're working with it and you're alchemizing it and you're transmuting it. Usually around this time, like, you will be faced with a decision that you have to make that will change everything, which is why it's so important to look within and do that shadow work to really get to know yourself and like what you truly need in order to make that aligned decision for your greater good. And maybe right now you're being confronted with something that you did not want to admit. Maybe it's something about yourself. Maybe it's something about your relationship. Maybe it's just a feeling that you're like, oh gosh, well, I knew this the whole time, didn't I? I'm honestly feeling like that right now in a certain area of my life, that I've kind of known something for a while. Like, it's been brewing deep beneath the surface. I've known it deep, deep in my core, and I've known that I have to like release it and let go because it's just no longer serving me in my life anymore, and I'm kind of on a different timeline now, and I've just known that, but I've just held on to it for so long because it's been so comfortable and it feels good on the surface level. But now with this full moon in Scorpio, I'm getting that epiphany and revelation that, yeah, I know I've known it the whole time, but it's like I'm facing it now, you know, like I'm facing it and I'm like, yeah, it's time. It's time to let this part of me completely go. And that is exactly what I'm doing. And it's so important that if you get that revelation and you get that epiphany right now, you listen to it and you follow it. Because if you do, and if you get rid of that thing that you know in your heart that is no longer like aligned with you, even if it's not a bad thing, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It could just be something that you outgrew, right? It could be something that, you know, no longer waters you, no longer waters your roots, no longer lets you grow into the flower that you're meant to become. Think about it like this. Like, I saw something before that like two plants, if they're grown right next to each other and one kind of overshadows them, the other plant will not grow. And that doesn't mean that the other plant that like is overshadowing and like blocking the sunlight from you, that doesn't mean that that plant is bad. That doesn't mean that that plant is not a good plant, right? It just means that they're no longer serving you in your life. And maybe at one point that plant, that person, that thing thing, that situation, that moment, that city served you, and it taught you lessons, and it grew you, and it healed you. But right now it's not. So what do? You gotta pick up your seed and pick up your roots, and you gotta go plant it somewhere else. Because if you plant it somewhere else, yes, it's freaking scary because you don't know where that somewhere else is. But once you plant it, and you will see that the sunlight will hit you, you will see the light hit you, and you will feel the water on you, and you will feel that immense growth right away. But I want you guys to understand that right before you feel that intense, like this is why, like, I did it, like, you know, you're gonna feel that darkness a little bit, because when you are a seed and when you are growing, you're just down deep in the root and everything looks dark, right? You haven't hit the surface of earth yet, of the sun, of the rain. You haven't, but you're dark there. But that doesn't mean that you are not growing. That does not mean that you are not going to reach the surface. And once you do, you're gonna be like, oh crap, yeah, like, yeah. So take my advice that I'm literally giving myself right now as I'm making this video, and like, I'm literally having epiphany right now too. But let that thing go, because you will grow and you will become the version of yourself that you are meant to be. If you get rid of that thing, you can't grow in a pot that is filled with old things. You can't grow in, you know, a flower vase that is filled with your dead leaves in the water. Obviously, like, you don't want dead leaves in your water. You're gonna get rid of those dead leaves. You're gonna pour those dead leaves out. You're gonna refill your water. You're gonna put yourself in another vase, and then you will grow and you will blossom and you will love your freaking life. Okay, let's talk about the next transit that's happening. So this full moon is trining two planets. It is trining Neptune and Saturn, which are both in a conjunction, and Saturn is currently in Pisces and Neptune is currently in the sign of Aries. And trines in astrology, they are an aspect that represents 120 degrees, which is the most harmonious, lucky, positive relationship that you can see between planets. And this is really giving us that grounding energy. This is really giving us that, like, light at the end of the tunnel, that little sunlight, that rain that we were hoping for to water. Saturn, planet of mastery and anchoring and discipline and responsibility, is anchoring all of this. It's anchoring all of the intensity, and it's giving us kind of like that green light and that motivation and that discipline almost to do that shadow work and to look within. And in Pisces, he's basically saying, like, feel your feelings fully, but don't drown in them. Pisces is another water sign, okay? It's another ethereal, emotionally intense, sensitive, beautiful, magical, very whimsical energy. Use your emotions as a map. Emotional alchemy worksheet in the Full Moon and Scorpio workbook. Let these emotions guide you home. Saturn kind of takes all these emotions and, like, allows you to see the big picture and allows you to see exactly how you can use this emotion. It helps you transform it without getting lost. And listen, if you've been doing that emotional work for a while now, expect that integration right now to come about and you will see it. Also trining Neptune too. That is that beautiful, like, spiritual, ethereal energy. Neptune is the planet of dreams and the mystic. So this is such beautiful energy, and this is really just calling you to get deep in your shadow work. I've said that so many times in this video, but it's true. Get deep in your shadow work, get deep in your spirituality, meditate. Neptune is the planet of meditation. It's so beautiful to do a releasing, cleansing meditation, to, like, emotionally, like, release it all, cry your freaking heart out. Full Moon and Scorpio meditation, link down below. You know where to find it. It's available to you if you guys want to do that. Also, another thing that is important to know is that Mercury is going to be squaring Pluto, like, right the next day. I don't remember the exact time, but, like, literally right after the full moon, and it's going to be affecting you until May 20th as well. But this is really, like, signaling, like, truth is being revealed on a whole nother standpoint. Mercury is the planet of communication, mind, thinking. So a big truth is going to be revealed, probably something within your perception, your mind, your thinking patterns, or it's going to be revealed through truth, right? It's going to be revealed through communication. Someone's gonna say something and you're gonna be like, oh. And it's squaring Pluto, which is in retrograde, right? That internal revelations are shaking and they're coming about. The square is also asking you, like, how honest are you with yourself? Are you speaking from fear or are you speaking from power? Are you making decisions from fear or from power? This is a moment to rewrite the old mental scripts, especially the ones around self-worth, communication, and value. Now let's get into what to do and not to do. Obviously, number one is do that subconscious work, and that's shadow work, okay? You guys know I've said it throughout the entire video. Shadow work, number one thing you should be focusing on. And the Full Moon in Scorpio workbook has all the shadow work you need made personalized to you. Also do deep subconscious journaling practices. Like ask yourself, what truth are you afraid to face right now? What part of you feels unsafe to be seen? Next, take a cleansing, releasing bath, okay? Use the Scorpio energy to take this cleansing, releasing bath. Scorpio is a water sign too, so use water in all of your rituals. You can use herbs like mugwort, rosemary, rose. Put that in your bath. Put crystals in your bath. Light some candles. Get into the vibe. Play some cleansing, releasing rituals. Cleansing, releasing frequencies like 396 hertz. And get in the bath with the intention that when you leave that bath, you are going to be cleansed and released, and you've gotten rid of any old energy, beliefs, toxic energy, negativity from your body. And when you were cleansing yourself in that bath, you're going to literally imagine yourself cleansing away any negativity, cleansing away any thoughts, cleansing away any heaviness within your chart, and it's going to go literally down the drain, and you're going to exit that bath completely refreshed, completely new. I love a good releasing, cleansing bath, shower even during full moons. Next is obviously use sound or healing frequency for 17 hertz, 396 hertz, my favorite. 963 hertz to like release that subconscious emotional state. Also subliminals as well, like releasing, like healing limiting belief subliminals. Be careful where you get your subliminals from. And just a little side note, obviously RECODE, what I just launched, a 21-day glow up program. It has everything you need to rewire limiting beliefs and old beliefs that you have, replace them with new ones. It also has a complete subliminal library that you guys can utilize as well. And it has a very, very, very intense healing one, getting rid of limiting beliefs, trauma healing, inner child healing subliminals that you can play over loop when you're sleeping, when you're doing your makeup, whatever you're doing throughout your day, and it will rewire your subconscious mind without even trying. And it comes with RECODE. So if you guys want to check that out, I have that in the description as well. But it's a beautiful thing to use during this full moon in Scorpio. So if you are in the RECODE program, make sure that you play that subliminal on repeat every single day. I want you to play that subliminal every single day now into May 20th, okay? Every single day, no ifs or bumps. You don't have to do anything, just press play and listen, and your mind will be completely reprogrammed. Next is I want you to write a letter to your shadow, the hidden parts of you, the parts that you have hated about yourself, the parts of you that you have kept hidden, okay? Your shadow. What is your shadow? Do shadow work on what your shadow is. Write that letter and then burn it from a can of flame and then discard it. Okay, I just had to take a second because I ran out of memory on my memory card, so I had to go search for another one to put in my camera. I also put on some lip gloss. I'm wearing the Gigi like honey infused lip oil. Look how cute this is. I love this stuff. Anyway, let's get back into it. I'm not sure why the lighting just randomly got so dark, but we're gonna stick with it. We're gonna get through it. So next on what to do is you want to do a womb cleansing ritual or a somatic release, and you also want to regulate your nervous system. Like I said before, Full Moon in Scorpio workbook, it has little rituals for you to do that will help do this. But if you just search like on YouTube or TikTok, like somatic release, somatic shaking, plant your feet on the ground, shake your hips violently side to side, and then shake your body violently as you're listening to like 396 hertz. And this is gonna get rid of any pent up energy that is like stored within your body. It's going to get rid of any of that negativity. It's just going to make you feel brand new. It's going to help you regulate those emotions and that intensity that you are feeling with the Scorpio full moon. Now do not bypass, do not ignore your feelings. If you're tempted to distract or to numb, move past it. Use the emotional alchemy worksheet. Use that emotions. This is not the time to be ignoring. This is the time to be questioning each emotion that comes up, questioning each trigger. Next is don't give your power away to fear, chaos, or uncertainty. This is the full moon in Scorpio. And the reason why you're listening to this video, you're listening to me talk on the podcast right now, is because you want to know what the heck is going on in the cosmos, right? You know what's going on now. You are a pro. Nothing bad is going to come out of this. I promise you, you know exactly how to utilize the energy. So do not give in to fear. Also, do not gaslight your emotions or shame your sensitivity. And this is the time to honor your emotions. Obviously, we've talked about it. Next is, we've said it before too, do not force control. This moon is about surrender. Even practicing the law of detachment is going to do wonders for you right now. Also, read about the Hermetic principles, the Kybalion, amazing book, okay? It will teach you how to alchemize energy on like a different level through the law of polarity, because listen, hate and love they're the same thing. Jealousy, admiration, exact same thing. Hot and cold, the same thing, just on different frequencies, a different degree of one thing. So in order to change hate, the emotion that you get, you can turn it directly into love. Jealousy into inspiration. Hot into cold. It is so easy. It is a law of polarization. The Kybalion explains this beautifully. Next is obviously check your transit chart to see exactly what house this full moon in Scorpio is transiting through and exactly what other aspects this full moon is making to the rest of your chart, so you can see exactly what areas of your life you need to look at. Obviously, the full moon Scorpio workbook is going to take you through all of this as well and tell you everything, give you shadow work prompts based on that and rituals based on that too. But really ask yourself right now, what part of you is dying and what part of you is begging to be reborn? Take this raw intensity and build something with it. A new chapter, a new perception, a new life, a new way of being. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to glow. You are allowed to grow. You are allowed to blossom. And don't forget to download your full moon in Scorpio workbook and guided meditation experience below. I love you guys so freaking much. I am so grateful for you. And if you made it this far in the video or the podcast episode, obviously the angel number of the day of this woman in Scorpio would say 555. We've been seeing 555 a lot recently in my past videos, but it is so relevant to everything going on right now because we are in a season of change. I think I just got brighter. Okay. We are in a season of change and new beginnings and opportunities. And this full moon in Scorpio is all about that transformation and that change. And 555 encompasses all of that. It's also the sign of release and freedom. And this is what this full moon is giving us. So comment a 555. This is also reminding you that any chaos, intensity, emotional sensitivity is just part of that transformation. I love you guys so incredibly much. I am so grateful for you as always, and I will see you in the next one.